Hello and Assalamualaikum doctor. So today our group will present about pizza order system as our group project. First of all, I want to introduce my group member. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Masrina binti Mat Juso, alias Yusof, 285172. Siti Amiza Afifah binti Azmi, 284485. And Nur Hazwani binti Azhar, 285847. The pizza order system is a software application that simplifies and improves the process of ordering pizza for customer. This system is built as a graphic user interface (GUI) and is a user-friendly interface allow customer to input their name, ID, and they can put their address and also email address. So they can choose a variety of pizza toppings such as tuna, pepperoni, and chicken. Okay, now let me demonstrate the GUI of Pizza Order System application. First of all, the application will go to the login, but if the customer not registered, the user need to register their account first. Click the register button and fill in all the information. Masterina 285172. The ID must be 6 digits only. Run master@gmail.com and click the register button and it will pop up a message registration successful. Click OK and the customer want to reset, just click the reset button and it will automatically reset the information. And go to the login, click the correct name and the correct ID. If the user click the wrong ID, it will pop up the message invalid ID format, please enter a valid ID. Okay, and the click button login and it will automatically go to pizza order system. Okay, if the customer want to choose the pizza topping, it will change the color. For the pizza size, I want medium. Okay, if the customer want to order, just click the order button and it will pop up the message pizza ordered successfully. Click OK. And if the customer want to view card, it will pop up the pizza all your order at the output pizza and check out 30 ringgit, enter amount tender. Okay, and it will pop up the message thank you, please come again, and it will show the change amount 3 ringgit, then stay in. Okay, if the customer want to go to the file and open the file, it will show the 6 pizza has been successfully read. Okay, save. Saving all data in file, all pizza has successfully saved in a file. Open again and it will show the 7 pizza data has been successfully read. Okay, display and it will display all the customer information. Okay, for search data, click the search. Okay, for the example, I click the wrong name, that invalid name, Master, for example. Okay, it will display customer not found for Master. Okay, search again, Masterina, and it will display the output pizza customer is found. Okay, for if the customer want to exit the application, just click exit and it will automatically exit the application.
The class is named login registration. It extends java.swing.jframe, indicating that it represents a graphical user interface GUI window. An array list named class is declared to store instance of the customer registration class. An integer variable customer count is initialized to 0, possibly intended to keep track of the number of customers. For the login interface, when the login button is clicked, this method is triggered. It selects the first tab, which is jtabpane1.setSelectedIndex0. For the register button action performed, when the register button is clicked, this method is called. It selects the second tab, which is jtabpane1.selectedIndex1. For the login button action performed, this method is executed when the login button is clicked. Its read input from the name and ID text field is attempted to find a matching customer in a file named customerfile.txt by reading through its content. If a matching customer is found, it's open a new window, which is Pizza Order System GUI, and pass the customer name and ID. If no match is found or an error occurs, It displays an appropriate message using J option pane, which is error reading file and invalid ID format. Please enter a valid ID. For registration name action performed, this method is associated with an action event on the name text field in the registration panel. It's obtained to create a new customer register object with the provided detail and adds it to the cast array list. It's checked if the enter ID is an 6 digits number. If not, it throws an illegal argument exception. It ensures the existence of the file name customer_file.txt and create one if it doesn't exist. It writes the customer detail to the file, each on a new line. For the reset button in register panel, this method clears the input fields register name TF, register ID TF, address TF, and email TF when the user clicks the reset button. It helps user easily clear the form for re-entering information and enhancing the user experience.
This Java class represents a GUI for a pizza ordering system. It contains method and attribute to manage pizza order. We use the array list pizza to store pizza object that's representing the current order. For the order account, this is an integer to keep track of the number of order. This part is the code handle the process of the capturing pizza. Okay, when the user input retrieve the name, the number ID here, and from the text field, it attempts to pass the ID as an integer. If the parsing fails due to the non-numeric input, it will catch the number format exception below here. Okay, for the handling topping, okay, it will check which topping radio button is selected for tuna radio button, pepperoni radio button, and chicken radio button, and assign to the corresponding topping value for tuna, pepperoni, and chicken. If none of the topping options are selected, it will throw as an exception. Please enter the topping. Okay, for the handling size, it will retrieve the selected size from the combo box here. If no size is selected, it will throw an exception with a message asking the user to select the size. Okay, for adding pizza to the order here, if the order size is less than 100, it will create a new pizza object with the collected details and add to the order list. It will update the output text area. Okay, it will update with the detail of the newly added pizza. It will increment the order count variable and display the success message. If the order limit reach 100 pizza, it will display a message indicating that the cart is full. Here, the cart is full. Okay, for the error handling, it will catch a new number format exception that may occur during ID parsing and ignore it. It will catch the error message, displaying the corresponding error message. This code snippet efficiently manage the process of adding pizza order while ensuring data validation and providing feedback to our user in case of error. Okay, this part of the code deals the displaying details of pizza order and calculating the total price. For checking the order status, check if there are any item in the order. If order count is 0 here, if the cart is empty, it notify the user with a message. Your cart is empty and please display all your orders. Okay. For displaying order details, if there are any item, it will notify the user to display all the order here. It will iterate through each pizza in order list and append its details to the output text area here for the output text area. And then for each pizza, it will calculate the price, display it, and add it to total price. Yeah, for the total price. Okay, finally, it will display the total price of all the orders. Here. Okay, for the error handling, it will catch an exception. Here, it will catch an exception that might occur during the process of displaying the order and notify the user with an error message here. Okay, if there are no item in the cart order, it will alert the user that the cart is empty. Otherwise, it will display each pizza details for name, ID, size, date, and price, and calculate the total price. Okay, if there are any error during this process, it will alert the user with an error message. Part of the code handles the checkout process. Okay, for checking of the status, it will verify if there are any item in order. If not, it will notify the user that the cart is empty. Yeah. Okay, for calculating the total price, if there are any item in the order, it will calculate the total price by summing up the price of all the pizza.
Okay, for the handling payment, it will prompt the user to enter the amount tendered. If the user cancel the checkout by closing the input dialog, it will notify them and exit the checkout process. It will calculate the change amount by subtracting the total price from the payment amount. It will also display the total price and change output in the output text area. For the finalizing checkout, it will reset the order account to 0, that indicating the card is now empty. It will display a thank you message to the user. For the error handling, it will cache the number format exception if the input amount tendered is not a valid number. It will cache any other exception that might occur during the checkout process and notify the user of the error. If the card is empty, it will notify the user, otherwise it will calculate the total price from the user for the payment and display the change amount. After completing the checkout, it will reset the order account and thanks the user.
For the reset button action performed, this method clears the text field name TF and ID TF, output error which is output TA, ready button selection and combo box selection when the user click on the reset button. This helps user easily clear the form for re-entering the information. For the exit button action performed, this method exits the application when the user click on the specific button.
Okay, for item action perform, use order count equal to 0 to keep track of the number of pizza orders read, and use the file reader and buffer reader to read the text from the file. Okay, object FR and BR are declared as a null intending to read from a file, and output TA is updated to inform the user that the program is reading data from a file. Okay, the program is tries to open a file named pizza text and prepare to read line by line. Okay, initialize a puppet reader to read the text from the file. Use a while loop to initiate to reach each line by line to the file until reach the end for each line. And the program extract information about pizza name, ID, topping, size, and date. Okay, the order count will increment to the reflect the successful processing of a pizza order. Okay, the loop will continue until all line from the file are read. Okay, finally, the program appends a message to the output text area indicating the number of pizza orders successfully processed, exception handling. Okay, the program handles potential exception that may occur during file processing, such as reaching the end of the file and of end of exception handling. Okay, for the save item action performed, we set the text of the output TA is to indicate the data is being saved in a file, and it's we use the try catch block, and it then attempt to save pizza data into a file name pizza 5 text for each pizza object in the order list. It's write the name, ID, topping, and size. Okay, after writing all the data, we use a print writer, PW equal to new print writer, and it will close the print writer. Okay, and next, if any exception occur during the file operation, it cache and handle the exception by display an error message. Okay, finally, it appends a message to the output TA indicating that all pizza data has been successfully saved in the file. For next, for display item action perform, output TA set text also to indicate that all customer are being displayed. Okay, then attempts to read customer data from a file named pizza file text. For each customer in the file, it's read their name, ID, topping, and size, and append these details to the output TA. Okay, buffer reader is to read all the data from the file. Okay, for the loop while, we use loop while because it will enter the loop that continues until it reaches the end of the file when name becomes null. The reading process continues until there are no more customer in the file. If any exception occur during file exception, this entire in a try catch block to handle potential exception that may occur during file exception. Okay, so it will display the code read customer data from a file name pizza file text and display in the output TA. For each customer, it show their name, ID, topping, and size. Okay, lastly, for the search data item action perform, we use the code of boolean customer found equal to false because the boolean variable customer found is used to track whether a customer with the specified name has been found in the list of pizza order
it starts with a value of false, indicating the customer has not been found yet during the search process. If customer mentioned the specified name is found, the customer found is a variable set to true. Okay, and then this part of the code, there's attempt to search for a customer information based on their name. The user is prompted to input a name using a dialog box using J option pane. Then the program iterates through the list of pizza order to find a match from the provided name. Okay, if a match found, the program update the text area to display customer details. And including their name, ID, topping, and size. Okay, for the customer found equal to true, indicate that the customer has been found and the loop is exited using the break statement. However, if not null customer found, after the iterating through all the orders and exception of type customer not found exception is thrown. This exception contains a message indicate that customer with the provided name was not found. This message will display uh, in the test area using output ta.setText and will display customer not found for name.